What to do, how to plan a business means sometime it may be to improve your business, maybe sometime to start your business, maybe sometime to grow your business. So in all cases, this become very important to look at what exactly it means to start a particular business. So let me look at some of the aspect of things that we'll discuss. I'll try to use some PPT today, which will help us to understand that what exactly it means to learn about the business. So I'll try to look this thing by simply making this PPT. I hope this PPT is visible to all, and this time I'll try to give you some little bit aspect of strategic management and policy decisions. So just hold for some time, and we will start this particular business, how to plan a business management. So the very basic thing that one can easily understand when you plan any business, you can earn the profit, new profit or new business by simply making three main core strategies which are very common. One is intensification, second is integration, and third is diversification. Intensification means whatever activity you are doing in your business, you try to focus on that particular activity. You try to apply certain new strategies into that. You try to apply all those newer methods into existing activity. So simply means that you intensify the present activity. And when you talk about the second activity, integration, it comes at second stage, which simply says that you need to integrate, and this integration may be the forward integration or maybe the backward integration. And in this case, this become important to learn what integration means. We will discuss about this integration in detail in this lecture also. And then the third point is diversification. If you are making one particular product, so what new product other than your existing one you should produce? You diversify your business model and you can earn some new profit. So if you look at that, these three methods, looking at the first one, if you want to focus on intensive growth strategy, so intensive growth strategy simply focuses on three main areas called: one, market penetration strategy. You can penetrate the market by any strategy or by any means to increase number of customers. Penetration simply means you have to enter into the market, the current market, with the current product. And if you enter with the current market with the current product, obviously you need to do some promotional strategies, some discount strategies, some bounties or offers, so that you can penetrate the market. Another major strategy in intensive growth of your existing, you want to grow your business, you want to earn. New business means new profit, so you want to increase profit, increase business from existing one. That means intensive growth. That means you can develop your market. So this market development is a strategy which focuses on developing new market with the current product. It is not that you are developing a new product. No, you market development means you are developing market, you are attracting newer customers, and your product is same, your offer is same. Then third thing is that you can develop your product. That means you develop your product for newer market or for existing market. When you develop your current product for your current market, it is basically the product development strategy. Means if you are selling Parle-G, so you need to develop something, you add something into Parle-G. And if you are developing your product for new market, so this may be a diversification strategy. Once you need to learn about that, which one strategy to go with. Second important parameter of new business is integrative growth. Now this integrative growth simply means that you need to integrate the business. That means suppose you are into production of main business of production of particular product, and selling and promotion is being done by any third company or third agency or outsource agency. So you can integrate that marketing and selling agency into your business. So this is usually called as a forward integration. Another backward integration is basically when you try to acquire the business of supplying raw material firms, all those firms or businesses which are related to your supply of the raw material, supply of the manpower, supply of the related to financial, related to, that means the associated backwardly associated businesses which helps you, those businesses you are going to acquire. So you can earn their business. Say for example, Tata Motors produce cars. The main thing is that Tata Motors produce car by developing engine in their own plant and by purchasing other parts from ancillaries. Now they can simply produce those products into their own unit. That means Tata Motors can produce their own parts into their own department. So, or Tata Motors can acquire, purchase or take over those ancillary units which are manufacturing parts for Tata Motors. So this is usually called as a forward integration. The horizontal integration is basically the acquiring those firms which are into the manufacturing at par with you. So you can integrate the whole system and you can develop new business out of this market integration. What exactly diversification? How can you get the business from diversifying that overall business? One diversification is which is called as concentric diversification. Concentric diversification indicates that you have to diversify into the business whose focus is your present business. Your present business is into center, and then you try to, produce related, diversify, develop new business into related one. Whereas sometime it becomes to go for horizontal diversification. Horizontal diversification simply means that you are into a business and you are starting diversifying into the similar businesses. There is a difference in concentric and there is a, horizontal. Horizontal means if you are into, say for example, property dealing, so you enter into the land business or you enter into similar related. In concentric, your business is in focus and all related associated activities you develop. Conglomerate diversification, where you can diversify in other than your business related activities, and that can help you in making, a new business out of your, existing business. Now it becomes important to understand this strategies, three strategies we have discussed. Now important thing is that we learn strategic planning process, how to plan with new, business. So when you go for planning a new business, this become important to understand what is your business mission, what exactly you want. Before understanding the mission, you must understand the vision. Basically, if you look at that strategic pyramid, so you will find that strategic pyramid simply includes, at top of the point it is vision, then the missions are derived from that vision, and out of that missions the objectives are derived, out of objectives the goals are derived, and out of the goals the micro level strategies are formulated. So it is basically a pyramid which talks about that vision, mission, objectives, goals, and then strategies. So for a business, you must understand what mission, what is your vision, what is your mission, and in that mission, that missions can very easily helps you to understand that what business you are in. And say for example, if you know that what business you are in, you can understand that there are certain, factors which are, very much affecting your business. Those factors may be related to your internal business. Those factors may be related to the external, factors. Usually in economics you might have studied about the micro and macro terms. Let me look at this particular picture which indicates the macro and macro environment of particular business, and this indicates very clearly what exactly it means. If you look at very macro level environment, you will get that there is a demographic environment, there is a technological environment, there is a social and cultural environment, there is a political and legal environment which can be covered into your macro environment. And what demographic environment means, what type of market is there, what type of customers are there, what is overall social structure, which particular demography constitute the maximum number of customer segment group or market. technological environment includes what is the level of technology, what is the, you know, updation into technology, what technology you are using, and what is the promising technology of future. So this also affect. Then social and cultural environment of business is again a very big issue. Nowadays you can understand that macro environment is very much affecting the business and all those, you know, issues. We talk about that social distancing, we talk about that culture, and I can very easily compare Indian culture with some other country culture. Say for example, what Japan is helping nowadays to fight with the corona, that you can understand that basically they have their different social culture. Like they have a usual habit or culture of making distance with people, do not shake hand with people. They respect other people by bending some 30 degree or like that, or cleaning is into their culture. Um the public places are filled with all those cleaning soaps and all sanitizing products. So result, you can very easily see that particular disease is not getting so much of space into that country, against all other countries. Political and legal environment is again very important for a business as external, because politics very much affect the business environment. You can understand what is happening with BSNL, why BSNL is losing business in last 6 years. It is totally the political environment and political willpower, and how this geo business is growing. You can understand that how macro, how to what extent, to great extent, politics or political environment can affect any business. And you can think about the legal environment, that what is the legal system. Before 90s, the companies were not coming to India very freely because of that legal environment of India. Most of the multinational companies were thinking that India is having very tight legal norms, employee rules, or legal structure. But when we liberalized our system of industrial liberalization in 91, and continuously we are losing out our loosening our norms. So now legal environment is a great to great extent is flexible, and the companies are coming to do business in India. So macro environment is equally important, and this macro environment affects strategy. Even if you look at that, whatever strategy that BSNL makes to grow, ultimately the political environment affect it, and it is not conducive, and they are not their every strategy is failing out. So on other way, if you look at that internal environment, then you can look at that market is important, market intermediaries, suppliers, competitors, the public. These are important micro level environment. In market, you can look at that consumers, the competition, trade, consumers. They are also equally responsible and equally affecting that strategy. What type of market intermediaries are there, what type of public you are dealing with. So all these are the influencing factors, and they are affecting into the business strategic planning. When you plan for developing a strategy, then after understanding vision and mission, you must look at this environment, and when you look at the environment, you can understand about the internal environment and external environment we have discussed little bit. In case of internal environment, like consumer, supplier, the market intermediaries, your distributors. That means within a business, it is very important to learn about these factors, because these factors are sometimes your strengths, and these factors also become your weakness. So it is very crucial and very important to understand that what strength you have and what weaknesses you have, because when you go into integration of any business, when you go into diversification of business, when you go into for intensification of your strategy, you must understand your strength. If you don't understand your strength, sometimes it says that my strength is innovation, my strength is supply chain. Sometimes your strength may be that in a business you are very innovative. Your strength may be financially you are very strong. So what is your strength? Sometimes your strength may be that people who are working with you, they are your strength, manpower. As well as on other sides, all these factors can become weaknesses also. So you must understand, and usually when you make a strategy, you must build up on your strength, and you must look at your weaknesses, so that the weaknesses should not become the strength of your competitor. You should make the weakness of the competitor as your strength. If your supply chain of your competitor is weak and yours is a strength, so you can focus and build on a strategy on supply chain. This will help you. Similarly, if you look at that external environment, you must look into this aspect, that when you analyze that overall political environment, overall economic environment, overall demographic environment, overall market situation, legal environment, social and cultural environment, then you can understand what exactly opportunities which are available into this market, and what are the different threats. Opportunities, like if you look at that there is a political environment conducive to your business, so you can look for opportunity, you can scan opportunity. And if you see that political environment is a threat right now, so you can become a tortoise model and shrink yourself within your protected cell, because threats are more than opportunities. When you see opportunities are more than threats, and this become very important to understand while formulating the goals, that whether the opportunity available in the market, external market and environment, that opportunity can be exploited by your strength or not. You must understand that whichever type of threat that you are perceiving from market, from environment, whether that threat is somehow related to your weakness or not. If it is so, you must change your goal accordingly. So your goal formulation must be having a proper balancing between the external environment and the internal environment. That means strength and weaknesses, opportunity and threats. Usually in strategic management is called as a SWOT analysis. You all know it. So SWOT analysis is very important for any business, because with this SWOT analysis you can draw goal or target, whether to target for high level aims or to go for low level targets. If you find opportunity is good and very less threats are there and opportunities are concerned with your strength, then yes, you can go for high level of goals formulation. And if it is other way out, you can go for a low level of goal formulation. At the same time, once you have formulated the goal, then it becomes important to formulate a strategy. Goals are basically, you decide that yes, within 1 year I want my firm to have a business of X crores. Now strategy is basically the micro level plan of actions. It is basically the plan of actions which helps to achieve your goals. Whether you can achieve this X crores of business by a simple strategy of offering some discount or offering some free gifts, or by promoting, by simply you can learn that by penetrating the market, or by developing the market, or by developing the product. So what strategy you should go for, that depends very much. That strategy of market development, market penetration, or product development must be linked with this goal to achieve this goal or to support this goal. So this becomes very important to understand. And this way you formulate the strategy. Once this strategy is formulated, then the micro level program formulation is being done. To execute that strategy of aggressive promotion or discounts or offers, you make program for, you can say, simply putting your strategy on calendar and then executing it. Once your program is formulated, that initially we will target North Indian market, and then in slow mode we will roll out to all across the India. Once this program is formulated, then you need to implement it. And simultaneously, after implementation, you must take feedback, because this will help you to understand whether the program is correct or not, whether your strategy is correct or not, whether your goal formulation is right or wrong, whether your understanding about the internal environment is fine, okay or not, whether your understanding or scanning opportunity and threats is correct or not. And obviously, if there are some no's in these steps, so feedback can very easily gives that your business mission is not on the right track. You need to redefine mission, or you need to redefine your, understand your strength and weaknesses or opportunities, or redesign, reformulate your goals, redesign your strategies or your programs. So this helps you in understanding where is the loose chain, where you need to put your efforts to underline, or where are the red corners which are very clearly visible. So this feedback system should be very strong when you make strategic planning. So strategy of developing new business can be very easily understood with this. And as we have already discussed that these are the some factors affecting your strategy which you are planning. Whichever strategy you plan, say for example you plan for your discount on the occasion of any festival, for your intensive growth, right? Discount may not be a integrative strategy and can never be a diversifying strategy. It is basically intensification. So when you plan for discount on any festival occasion, you know that this technological environment can very much affect your strategy. I can give you one example that you can see in automobile segment nowadays, the cars which are Euro 4 norms car, Bharat 4, Bharat 4, they are on heavy discount. They were till 31st of March, they were on heavy discount. And this discount offered by the companies, that means one of the strategy, was a reason related to the technology, because from 1st April those cars were banned for registration in most of the cities of India. Government has banned. Now under the instruction of Supreme Court, they have been given 10 days after this lockdown opens, and you will see that once this lockdown is open, then a heavy discount in those 10 days on those cars which were Euro 4 cars by every company, Tata or Hyundai or Maruti or Mahindra. All companies are giving offers, not only car but bikes also. Whereas the Bharat 6 norm companies, products, cars, they are not on discount. So the strategy is specific, looking at the technological development, because the new cars are having new technology in engine which fulfills the Bharat 6 norms. So you can understand very easily that this technology can influence or affect your strategy. Sometimes you offer some discount on any particular mobile, it means the new technology is coming within next few days. You understand this thing. Similar thing is in car. Likewise, you can understand the political environment. I can give some examples of companies like Reliance Power under the Anil Ambani group, and that when Mulayam Singh was in power of in UP, and that time Anil Ambani's Reliance Power entered into agreement for power sector in UP, and Anil Ambani, with the help of Amar Singh, Mulayam Singh, that means UP politics and the governance was very much in favor of that particular group, and they were getting most of the power projects. But somehow in 2007 the government changed, and Mayawati came into scene, and those projects which were awarded to the company, or they started facing their strategy of intensification in power sector by Reliance Power, fueling more and more money and taking more and more credit and loans from market, and fueling into the Reliance Power company by the group managers or Anil Ambani like owners. That started facing a problem, their strategy started, being affected by the political environment, and somehow within next few years the company's share market and the share prices started going down and down and down. You can understand what is the status of now, and Ambani says that I am a bankrupt. So political environment do have direct bearing with your business strategy. When you plan any particular business strategy, say for example you have a good connection with this particular government, and you say that let us start a particular firm which will take government contracts, and you take loan and credit from bank, and then suddenly this government changes and your contracts are being cancelled by the next government. So your strategy may fail because of the political environment or external environment. Sometime maybe some legal issue may fail your strategy of intensification growth, intensifying your business. So in that case, this becomes very important to learn about these things. I think that you have gone through with most of our cream, or you can say that most of our steps into your strategic and business planning, and hope that the details which are given in your notes that you can learn and go through with. And we will discuss about